we are here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
The commander is here.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out.
Don't eat.
Something got popped in the butt.
Yeah. Oh, I can.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first official Tim Boy Crypto Takeover. Ben is not with us anymore. He has quit the business. That is right. He doesn't even believe in crypto anymore. So he said, Tim, take the show. You have great experience. If that's something you guys love, go ahead and smash that like button. If you don't like it, you can still smash the like button. It takes the same amount of energy. There's also a dislike button. You can click that if you want. Makes me feel bad, but, you know, the show's going to continue whether you like it or not. We got a lot to talk about today. How about them Clintons getting into crypto? Kelly, what do you think about the Clintons? You big fan?
Oh, I mean, they're incredibly positive people.
Yeah.
They only do good for the people all
Listen,
the time.
they are helping the world out one person at a time by eliminating us so that the climate gets better each and every single day. Drew, tell me amen.
Amen.
They make custom dresses too. Bill does. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh man, yeah. Somewhere in the studio, AJ is weeping and crying.
He's
with
gonna
his
get over
algo.
it. He's gonna recover.
Yeah. Let us know in chat. Are you guys selling your algo? Are you buying more? What are your thoughts about the Clintons' new take into the crypto world? I honestly have no idea what's going to happen because I got told literally 10 seconds before we went live that I am starting off the show. In case anyone was wondering if I was serious, Ben is coming. He is finishing up recording a portfolio video. You definitely want to see it. No idea. I think it's going out tomorrow, Friday. I think it's going out Friday. You definitely want to see it. But until that happens, you got me. Let's go ahead and check on over. This is the BitBoy Crypto channel, the #1 crypto channel in all of YouTube. We're sitting at 1.45 million subscribers. Listen to this. We've made over 4.6 thousand videos for you guys. That right there is worth you subscribing and hitting that like button. I think the last time I checked, 30% of you guys who watch are still not subscribed. What are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. This is the best channel. We're the most entertaining. Seeing a lot of Tim take over here. Redman says, no excuses, Tim. What was the excuse? I don't know what the excuse was.
I can't believe you didn't take the Tim the TA Man Taylor.
It would be an interesting name to do Tim the TA Taylor because my wife's name is Taylor. You guys also know I'm the host of Investing Bros, the second best community all here. Well, you know, I'm supposed to say for them it's the first best, but while I'm being paid on the dime of BitBoy, I'm supposed to legally say that this is the best channel. Investing Bros will take the second slot. But yeah, I got my business partner's name is Taylor. My wife's name is Taylor. I'm just surrounded by Taylors. And speaking of Taylors,
is the guy, let me just say, this is why you can't take over the show, is the guy that was tailor-made for this show, BitBoy Crypto. Guys, it's so natural. It's so natural. So I was a little bit late today, guys. We had to film a couple videos. We got all this stuff. My name is Ben. I have something on my mustache.
Mustachio question.
Mustachio. What is that? Something on my lip. You know what they're going to say it is. You know how they are. Oh, it's Bulletproof Coffee.
Hey.
Today's episode brought to you by Bulletproof Coffee.
Yeah.
I like bulletproof coffee. My wife makes it for me all the time.
Guys, I quit drinking energy drinks. I've not drank an energy drink in a week.
See, I'm still doing both and I might die, but I feel good.
Look, man, I'm telling you, I feel better than I've ever felt. I mean, they're right. When people say it, they're right. It's just like when you have a drug addiction. You know? You're like, man, but I sure do love mainline and fentanyl. Love it. It's awesome. I love it. You know what, bud? You might feel better if you're not doing that. No, I can't. I love it. I love it. It's so good. It makes me feel great. I love mainline and fentanyl. I love mainline and weed. Love hitting that vein with that weed. I love it. I love it. You do that, and people are like, you know, you might actually be a little more motivated. You might feel better if you stop doing it. And in your brain, you're like, okay, no way. I love drinking the energy drink. Don't they? And then you do it, you know what? You feel better. But then you're still susceptible to fall back into it. I'm sure I'll go back to energy drinks again. I'm sure it's not the end of the hurrah for me with energy drinks. Well, because you know what'll happen? It'll be a Saturday morning. My wife's been making me iced coffee to the gym. And then come in and have 2 bulletproof coffees. You know, this is my second one. Then no more caffeine the rest of the day. But what'll happen is that it'll be a Saturday morning. Our kids will be playing in a ball tournament. We'll be out of town. We'll be in a hotel for the ball tournament. I'll wake up. Whew. we're running a little late. We got to stop and get some gas. Got to go that quick trip. Got to go that QT. I am a cutie. But we got to go to the QT, quick trip, racetrack. And then you walk in and, whew, man, I sure want to just one. It's a Saturday. Just one. It's a Saturday. Guys, I know that's what's going to be happening. We got a guy who's high in the chat right now. Thank you. I'm not bad-mouthing weed. I'm just saying, for a lot of people, I think you would be more motivated if you didn't smoke it. I know it's because I went through all that. I'm just telling you, I'm more motivated now than ever. But I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not telling you you're a bad person for doing it. I'm not telling you to stop. Just like I hate when people tell me to stop drinking energy drinks. But you know what? Those people were telling me. At the end of the day, they were right. I feel great. You need to get yourself a good old hit of dopamine. Well, if somebody's got a syringe and somebody's got some weed, I'll do it right here live on the show.
Listen, I don't know why you even need caffeine, Ben. I think you just need a morning ping pong game like you had this morning.
Are we going to post that ping pong game?
That woke you up. I mean, literally, Hudson had to move.
Let's go.
You were so excitable out there in the room. Hudson couldn't do work. He moved into a different office.
Hey, he couldn't do work while I was doing work. Well, a guy was playing, Dewan. That's my guy. I love Dewan. This is like my guy. He's going to New York with me.
Yeah.
He's not my security, but he's kind of my security.
Yeah.
When Dewan's around, I'd be careful around him. He could be. But what I'd say is Dewan's a great competitor. He played professional basketball. He didn't play in the NBA. He played professional basketball, very high level. I think he played at, God, I cannot remember where he played in college. His kid plays at UNLV right now. I think he just transferred. But he's a great athlete, phenomenal. And, man, he wanted to beat me so bad. But let me tell you the mistake that he made in this game. Because I beat him in Dubai, and so he wanted to get back. His mistake was, he said, I know what I need to start doing. I need to start talking that trash. I said, bro, you can't out trash talk me. So then it really started. When we started the trash talk, it got on, man. I tell you what. All right, here we go, guys. Let's go. This week, I'm going to be in New York. I'm going tomorrow, or today I'm leaving after the show. Got to leave at 12:30 today. Going to a decentralized science longevity conference. Can't wait to go there, talk about that. I'll be doing a panel 5:40 on Thursday. If you guys want to come check it out, it's at the Bowery Ballroom in New York City. Can't wait. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm staying at a hotel that I hate, but God, I hate that hotel. There's not a good hotel in Times Square. It's the one I usually stay in wherever I go. I'm not going to say what it is. A lot of people probably know. But the point is they have the worst service at that hotel. It's a great chain. It's a big, nice, elite chain.
Yeah. The
worst service ever. You don't know what happened? So, do you remember I was on the show and a guy recognized me? Do you remember that?
Yep.
At that hotel. And so we go downstairs, or it's maybe the next morning. I can't remember. I'm out there and him and his wife come out. We've actually referred him. He's a marketing guy in crypto. So he's doing some business with some people we know now. And having a great conversation with him. And the guy outside, the bellman or the doorman, he walks up because they're leaving. They're going to a different hotel because they didn't even like it. And he goes, hey, are you guys almost done talking? Like your stuff, your car, it's right here. And the guy goes, yeah, we're like just catching up for just a few minutes, okay? Just a few minutes. The guy, this is a nice hotel chain. Not Marriott. There's a nice one. Says, yeah, but I'm about to go on my break. I'm about to go on my break. You need to go.
What the heck?
I was like, you know what I was like? Stay on this shot. I was like this. What did you say?
Compromising position. That was like down in Miami.
I love that monkey.
Listen, Publix
that's a great bit right there. Where I stand behind the monkey. It's a great one.
I don't know who all from the watching right now is from the South. You only get Publix if you're in the South.
Mainly
right?
Florida. We have them here, but Florida is the home of Publix.
Well, it's just they are known for their customer service. They have to be nice to you. That's what they're. Down in Miami, when we were down there for the conference, I had never heard a Publix worker talk so disrespectfully to customers, and I was like, how did she even get this job?
Wow. Well, I tell you what, you pay for that customer service at Publix. Everybody knows. If you're rich,
everything is almost twice as much.
Yeah, you can't shop at Publix unless you're rich. If you go to Aldi, you're in a bad spot in your life.
Yeah,
but Aldi's a lifesaver if you're in a bad spot. If you're in a bad spot in your life,
it's true.
Aldi's a lifesaver. We shopped at Aldi for 2 years. It's the only way we survived back when we were poor. So gotta remember.
Are you a public shopper now, Ben? Are you Kroger? Kroger's kind of in the middle right here. Now?
Wherever Instacart's got the stuff I'm looking for.
Okay, there we go.
I never
we go.
go in the grocery store.
Listen, Instacart got me through COVID.
Yeah.
I worked as a driver
Oh, you did?
for Instacart. That's how I made it through
God,
COVID.
man. I tell you what, man.
Yeah.
You know, I almost drove for Uber once.
Hey.
Almost. They say every 1,000 trips you have a wreck. Okay. Moving on. Let's actually get the show going, guys. All right, here we go. We got, and I'm going to show you guys my disaster of a trade we talked about on our 8:30 a.m. show. A bench off? Why is DZ's face on the screen? Can you put that
Are we
up?
talking about bald token?
I was looking at the preview.
Can you put that in the regular?
I can.
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh God, wrong button.
Oh my
There we
goodness.
go.
There we go.
Wow. I did not know a man could look so good. I didn't know men were capable of looking as
Ben,
beautiful
it's
as
not
that
a
man.
picture of you.
Well, I know. Like, I'm just so impressed with his head. Look how beautiful it is. The angle of it. There's an angle. He's got like a corner on his head. How
True.
many men? Now, I know D's used to hang on the corner, but how many men have corners on their head? It's incredible. Guys, I love D's. You guys know, look, DZ's not always the easiest person to get along with everybody. Like, you know,
I don't know.
sometimes DZ's a little tough.
DZ's like my best friend.
I've never had, everybody understand, me and DZ, me and Frank,
Mhm.
me and Allison, me and Aaron. I can say, those are probably the 4 people that are close to me here. Like, we love Tim. Tim's great.
I'm
Those 4 people,
making my way in.
I've never had a single disagreement with any of those people. Well, yeah. I got other people I'm close with here, too. You know who I didn't say? God, I don't want him to be my father-in-law. I'm just kidding. We love TJ, too. Me and TJ have had a lot of words.
Oh my
Never had a
goodness.
crossover with any of those people. So, all right. Does he look like an attorney? He does. He looks like a young Gary Gensler. Young Gary Gensler.
A young Gary Gensler.
Speaking of
Don't
Gary, can we
insult
get Gary?
DZ
Can we
like
get Gary?
that.
Can somebody go get Gary? I want to put Gary on the show. All right, 1.8 million cryptos, 655 exchanges, 1.18 trillion in volume, up 1%. That sounds about accurate. 24-hour volume up 18.31%. That volume's going up, man. Well, I guess because Bitcoin did pump 40.5 billion. Bitcoin dominance going up a little bit, 48.9%. ETH dominance going down, 18.8%. ETH gas, we're at 26.5 Paraguays. Fear and Greed Index, we popped up 3 whole points on that thing. So look at that. Here we go. Bitcoin, we have going at 29.7. I'm going to show you guys my disaster of trade. When Frank comes, I'll tell Frank what happened when he comes on the show. Did Frank just nod a little bit in the background? Did Frank nod his head a little bit?
He's listening.
See, I can see Frank before he comes on the show. And let me tell you, I got one word for you guys.
Oh my gosh, that's inappropriate, Frank.
I got one word for you guys. Delicious. Frank always looks delicious. That's why I sat on his lap the other day on his show. I went on Frank's show and sat on that man's lap.
Ben, that's
He's
too
twerking
early.
right now.
Yeah.
He's twerking, as I should. Okay, it was kind of weird, guys. It was kind of weird. It got real weird when he was talking about the charts and started talking about bouncing. That's all I'll say. Pepe up 10% today. And Frank's dying in the background. Aptos, 9.73%. Chainlink, 4.95%. Render, 4.39%. 4% for XRP. I mean, we got a lot of movers. We had a lot of movers yesterday. Are we starting to see a little bit of altcoin movement? XRP back up to 65 cents.
Yep.
Pretty big, pretty big. That's the number I think I said. 65 is the level to watch. So if we can hold 65 for XRP, we could get going. He looks like he ain't Gary Gensler. How does BitBoy trade futures on BitGet when it's KYC only and no US? I don't think you have to do KYC on BitGet, do you?
Yeah.
Well, we just did a video the other day where it said no KYC. So we have the researcher on that.
There's ways. There's methods.
What I will tell people is this is some men never reveal their secrets. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring Frank on. Let's bring him on. Let's do a lame part of the show where Frank comes on. Okay. Frank, you should come sit on my lap on my show. I don't ever sit down, though. That's the problem. So you might have to stand in front of me.
Well, I do want to say I still have not washed my leg. I shower with my one leg out of the actual shower, so still fresh. But really, I do want to say sitting backstage here listening to the show just reminds me why this is my favorite show.
It's a
my
great
favorite
show, isn't it?
crypto show.
You don't watch
It's
a show
amazing.
anymore. You're busy.
I
You're busy,
am.
you don't
Well,
watch
I
the show.
do.
love you as much as I love
Me and Tony will have it on in the office, but yeah, I'm always running around and stuff.
This
but
is a comedy. This is a comedy. You get information here, but it's a comedy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's the best edutainment on YouTube for sure.
Look how many freaking candles are in the chat.
Mhm.
Let's
People
go.
love Frankie candles. And I tell you, I say this all the time about Frank. Frank's like the best human I know. I love Frank. So don't cry,
Thank
Frank.
you, man.
Don't cry.
I'm not crying. You're crying, man.
I'm sniffing. Okay. All right. Let's move on here. Show me the sharks, Frank. What are we gonna do?
All right. Okay. Let's go
No,
ahead.
let's
and
stop.
jump-
Let's stop. I want to tell you what happened with my trade. I'll tell you
Oh
what
yeah.
happened
Let me know. Let
yesterday.
me know.
Okay, so I got murdered yesterday on this BitGet trade. Now, and what I was telling people is I was telling them, I don't think I did anything wrong on this trade. And I want to get your opinion. Sometimes the trend just reverses and it happens. And there's something showing it can happen, but we know Bitcoin hadn't been up above 30 in a while. It went to 30,000, like $14 a couple weeks or maybe last week, came right back down. So I was looking to take a short, right? Because we're under 30K. We're right at 30K. So I take a short at 28,000. Wait, no. I took the short. I may have to look it up. I think I took the short at 29,800. I think is where I took the short because I was right. I was in the 29s yesterday, right? It was like 29.6, 29.7. I took a short at 29.8. Why? I'll let people look on the chart real quick. I don't think Frank can talk during this, but if you guys can pull up my chart, or actually, you know what I can do? Stop. Let me do this. Let me on Zoom. Let me share my screen with him. That would be the easiest way, I think, right? Okay. All right. So I want to show this. Is that the chart? Yes. Share. Okay. All right. Here we go. Can you see that, Frank?
I cannot. I still see you.
Can you? Oh, yeah. Everybody still sees me. View tab. What happened here? Stop sharing. You guys can't see that? It's not popping up. It's because you don't have me on vMix, BJ, I don't think.
Man, it's because Frank.
It's because of Frank?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
just
can't
blame
do
Frank.
it with Frank still up there. So Frank can see. So
But I can't, wait. But I can't share my screen on vMix normally like I normally can?
You can.
But why is it
just
not
he's
working?
gonna kick. I think what he's saying, BJ, is he wants you to kick Frank off.
No.
You're not gonna kick Frank off. We're not gonna be able to hear Frank.
No,
for
that's
that
not what I
portion.
was saying.
Well,
No,
it's
it's fine. That's what we're going to have to do. We'll get this sorted out another time. But I want to show people what I was looking at on the charts.
Well-
So there we go.
Oh,
Well-
you just changed it. Do it again.
Oh, you had it?
Do it again.
Mm.
That's me. Now, okay, now if I click share screen, okay, did it pop up?
Frank, can you
Yes,
see
perfect.
Oh,
it?
now I can see it.
You
Hell
can see
yeah.
it.
Boom.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay, so what I was looking at here on this trade was I've been trading on the 4-hour chart, okay? And what I was looking at was I was looking at here. We have this lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and this is where we were yesterday. Okay, we were right there yesterday. And I was also looking at low, lower low, lower low, lower low. And this was pretty interesting because down here with these lower lows, there was like a level of support here. It's about right there. Now it's not perfect, but it's pretty dang close. Those wicks go across it, and the wicks go almost hit it right there, and then the bodies all hit it. Okay, the bodies hit the line. The bodies hit the line. So the point is I was looking here. I said, okay, if this trend continues and we get another lower high, right? Then where should I find this? Where should I set a short at? Because I was looking at short. I mean, sentiment seemed pretty bearish, right? So I was looking here and I was looking at the line of volume. And the line of volume that was the longest one was about right here at 28.8. So I said to myself, why is it? Oh, I had caps lock, not shift. So I said to myself, I'm going to hit a short on this line here, and then I'm going to set my take profit down here at 28.8. And then my stop loss, I'm going to set at $30,000. A little, just a hair above 30,000, just a hair, like a, puby, they call it. I think I set it at 30,010. So $30,010, because obviously, if it got above this right here, it was probably going to go higher. And now, look what we have. Now we have a higher high. It happened exactly, and I hit my stop loss, which the trade would still be open. It actually came down some, so I would be down less. But you can't take that risk. You got to set the stop loss. So I didn't lose the maximum amount. I lost a pretty good bit. And I'd also really increased my position on this trade just because that's the way that we've been accumulating stuff. It wasn't like, I'm really believing this trade. Like, we just had more money in the account than we did before.
Yeah.
And what happens is, I saw the show yesterday, Bitcoin's not going to wick up to $31,000 or $32,000. Well, it wicked up to $30,200, right? I didn't see that coming. So from hearing all that and looking at what, and I was using Market Cipher, I was looking at the Market Cipher numbers. Did I do something wrong in that trade?
Yeah. So let me go ahead.
Don't
pull
start that
up-
by saying yeah. Thanks.
But no. Let me pull my chart up real quick here. And what I will say is, like you just said a few minutes ago, did you do something wrong, or was this just a case where the trade just didn't play out? And you guys should be able to see my screen here. So I would say, listen, sometimes, you're gonna do all the TA correctly, and sometimes the TA is just not gonna play out, right? And you're gonna get stopped out. And oftentimes what will happen is you'll have your whole plan, right? You'll have your stop loss set, and then price will wick you out, and then price will just reverse and go the way that you thought it was going to go anyway. I get people asking me all the time, like, they always say, like, I feel like the market maker's watching me. And, sometimes you just get stopped out. The TA can be right, and you get stopped out anyway. Like, it's a game of probabilities. But like you said, having that stop loss set is really the important thing, right? Just making sure that you're not blowing that whole trade and the whole amount of capital that you have on that trade. That's kind of the important part. So I'll be honest with you.
Can I make a point real quick? I want to make a point on a comment here. Commander Crunk says Ben got butchered because he didn't check the RSI and didn't notice the falling wedge. Listen, let me explain to you how I trade, okay? I don't trade off of a zillion indicators. I use Market Cipher and I use common sense. That's what I use. When you start getting too many things that you're looking at, and I talked about this morning, like AJ, is AJ here? I love AJ. I trashed you on the stream this morning. Love AJ. I trashed him on the stream. I'm going to trash you again right now. AJ has a really bad habit, in my opinion, of looking at too many time frames. If you look at too many time frames, you're never going to be able to trade. Because you're going to say, well, right now it's bearish on the 3 minute. AJ's degenerate. He uses a 15 second sometimes. On the 3 minute, it's really bearish, but on the 4 hour, it's really bullish. So you got to be careful there. And you're always going to find a time frame, or you're always going to find an indicator that doesn't line up. I don't believe in that. Yeah, I just believe you get your path. You like to do what you like to do, and you run that. And sometimes it doesn't work. But you'll just be, it's like sports betting. You can read all this stuff about sports betting. You'll always find somebody that's on the other side that would be like, no, don't take that bet. At some point, you got to make a decision for yourself. So I'm good with not checking everything. I'm good with looking at Market Cipher, using my common sense, knowing the history of Bitcoin. To me, that's good enough for me to make trades, and I'm okay losing some of them. So I just wanted to say that. Good.
Yeah, I think it's really important to realize. I say the same thing. If too much information is bad information, right? Like
yes,
you said,
100%.
You're gonna find.
If you have two quarterbacks, like college football, if you have two quarterbacks, you have zero.
Yeah, that's and it's you're always going to be able to find something that's going against what you're looking at. That's why it's important to find what works for you. And I think there's a lot of tribalism in the trading community where it's like, oh, if you don't look at the EMAs, then you're doing it wrong, or if you don't look at the patterns, you're doing it wrong. And I always tell people, it's all about what works for you, because I get into a lot of trades that other people will be like, oh, I'm in that trade too, but I got into that long based off of a retest of a moving average, and I got into the trade for a completely different reason. It doesn't mean one's right or one's wrong. You just got to find what makes sense in your brain, because at the end of the day, you're all looking at the same chart, and everybody's looking at information just displayed in a different manner. So I would 100% agree with that. But I would say this, Ben, I like the fact that you were looking at the high volume node here. Like, this was, and in hindsight, it will wind up rejecting from one of these, if we continue to come down
barely
here.
wicked out.
Yeah, and sometimes that just happens. It's super frustrating. It actually happened to me. I was in a long position down here, and we were looking for this long. We had a level of support here. I got into the long. I think I got in right down here. I got wicked out, and then it just yeeted up without me. I think the important thing to take away is that this is where a lot of people get into revenge trading, and they're like, no, now I gotta get in. I gotta double down on the next trade.
Chasing.
Yeah,
you can't chase.
Exactly.
It never works. If you chase,
exactly,
and that's look, guys, in my personal life, with my personal trading, that's a huge problem I have is chasing. And so when I trade publicly on the channel, it eases that for me because I can't chase. Because if I chase, I'm going to look like an idiot. So I'm trying to be more patient with these trades that we're showing on the channel. And sometimes you lose, you can't win them all, but you can't get into that doubling down. Now you can hedge a little bit. Like my hedge wouldn't have worked out yesterday, but I would have used a stop loss. Like because I missed that short, I missed that one short at $20,075, and then all of a sudden it went way up. I was like, well, I'll short at 29.6 and I'll add a higher position. And then if it goes down to like 29.3, I'm back in profit, you know, but it wouldn't have worked out. So I'm glad that I didn't do it because the numbers didn't really line up for me to do that. That's why I said it at 28.8 because if it, you know, looking for a higher number to short it from, but you can hedge, but don't chase.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think being like content creators, it makes it almost adds an extra level of emotion because not only do you have people watching your trades, but you might be thinking to yourself like, oh, I really want to show this trade. I know we're likely to get a bounce here. And then, you know, you might trade, you might stray away from your plan. So, but yeah, I would say that, Ben, like, I don't really see I don't see really any problems there. Sometimes you just get wicked out. And again, like if it does come down, it's like, oh man, I was right. It went the way I thought it was going to go, but I just got wicked out. And I think that does happen. I don't really see anything super wrong about that trade at all. It's just one of those ones that you got to take on the chin.
I use this example a lot. Like I always think, okay, there was a decision in a football game that got heavily criticized. Okay. And the decision was the Green Bay Packers were playing San Francisco 49ers. This would have been in the playoffs. Was it 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. Because the Packers made playoffs last year. I think it was two years ago. I think the 49ers were not very good. I think they were like the number 6 seed, and the Packers were the number 1 seed. 49ers beat the Cowboys, 6-3 matchup, I think. They go on to the second round playoffs. It's a cold game. It's not a great game. Maybe it was a different time they played. But whatever it was, let me back up here. Let me back up. This is the Packers versus the Buccaneers to go to the Super Bowl the year the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
That's what it was. Okay. At the end of the game, they had a decision, which was, should we kick a field goal and try to stop the Buccaneers, which is not how much a piece of corn costs, by the way. Some people might think it is. A Buccaneer.
I'm tracking what you're putting down.
I will stop this.
It's a very cheap hearing aid. So the point is that the coach of the Packers, what's his name? What's the name of the Packers coach? I can't remember his name. Matt LaFleur. He used to be a Falcons quarterback coach when Shanahan was here. He made the decision, instead of going for it on 4th down from the 2-yard line, to go for the field goal and try to get the ball back, and then they would kick a field goal and win. Well, the Buccaneers get the ball. I think maybe there was a penalty or something. They get the first down, the game's over. And people said, you're on the 2-yard line. Why didn't you throw the pass and just try to win right there? Well, you know what? You know what would have happened? If they threw the pass and it was incomplete, he would have been criticized for doing that. Like, sometimes you just can't. You got all the right information, and sometimes you can't win either way. Sometimes the volatility is such that it's just good. Trading is not 50-50. People look at it. Flopping Groper, Marcus Ever, or Bruno Faye's brother told me this. It's not 50-50. You can set the same to short and long, and you can lose both trades in 2 minutes. So it's not 50-50, and the volatility is such as sometimes you just can't win on the, especially in this sideways action we're in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sideways chop we're in right now is, especially in these, I mean, obviously we got to move up yesterday. Let me pull my chart back up real quick. But yeah, especially like this sideways chop, even these ranges haven't really been the cleanest. Like you see a mean deviation here and then a rip right all the way through the top of the range. Then we come right back in. Like this is very, very choppy action. But the good news is this is probably, if you're out there learning how to trade right now, this is probably the hardest environment to do it.
Absolutely.
Right? It's 100%. The hardest.
Yep.
And then the bull run comes and you're just like, hey, the macro trend is going to be continuing up and you have just a better environment. It's a trending market. It's just a better environment to trade off of. But yeah, I think coming up here, in the short term, I would say, like I said, we were looking at something last week. I believe, or maybe it was, when was it? This was, Monday. Monday night, we were looking at the fact that we were at the bottom of this range and we put in a bullish divergence on the daily with our lower lows on our price. into the key level of resistance, which is this blue box, with our higher lows on our momentum waves. And for anybody at home who doesn't really know what that means, it just shows a discrepancy between the price action and the oscillator. You have price coming down and momentum and money flow coming up. So that's what warrants the correct correction to the upside. And the fact that it happened at that key level of support it makes it a pretty good bet to that we would get a move to the upside. And where were we looking to go? We were looking to come up and tap the midpoint of the range, which is called the point of control. And we went straight from that low right up to that POC, almost wicked to it to the dollar. And now we are starting to get a little bit of a rejection. So that's kind of how we wound up where we are. But coming up here in the short term, I will say, we did confirm a 1 hour bearish divergence into this same level with our higher highs on price and lower highs on our momentum waves, which is obviously the opposite of a bullish divergence. And these weren't corrections to the downside. So we did print this earlier. We did get that move down. We were looking at this in my premium Discord this morning. And we are now also not quite a divergence here, but we have a confirmed red dot on the 2 hour. The 3 hour VWAP is getting rejected. Money flow is coming out. So I'm looking at two things here. And it is a little bit of a sketchy market, at least right here. And the reason for that is, if we come down to a lower time frame, we can pull this range, right? Let me go ahead and grab my fixed range profile. And we have this range here. And if we get accepted back into this range, we could potentially see a move to the upside, back up to the high of the range, and potentially back up into this purple box. However,
where's the bottom of the purple box? 32.4 or 30? I'm sorry, 30,400.
Yeah, so yeah, this purple box is basically between 30,160 and 30,400. So that's a pretty big level of resistance. But here's the thing. Money flow coming out on the 15-minute, the 30-minute also, money flow generally coming out here. This would indicate to me that we could wind up, even if we get a little bit of chop up here, maybe we come back up to the high of the range and kind of, just range around up here. But with money flow coming out on a lot of these time frames, like even the 24-minute is generally trending down. It might be time for us to come down and just kind of hang out in the red with our money flow a little bit, which could warrant a bigger correction. So money flow is
we're just going sideways, Frank. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah,
we're
it's just chop. Sideways. It's 100%. And people get so excited, right? Like even the move that we got, like even this move is let me resize this. Like this move to the upside was sure. I mean, compared to the price action we had here for, many days was very boring. So this seems really exciting. But in the grand scheme of things, if you come on to something like, the 4-day and you zoom out, like there's really like nothing that exciting. I mean, we've basically been going sideways. A big range I'm looking at is kind of this macro range. Let me get rid of some of these lines. But yeah, like this macro range.
Frank, please stop doing cocaine on the show. Thank you.
Sorry.
You were talking about the lines
last time.
Okay. Sorry, I was confused.
But yeah, I would argue that we've basically been going sideways here since March, right? Like this is just kind of a bigger range. And this is something I did want to bring up. This is another, this level that we're rejecting right now is also our macro value area high. So if we are unable to get back above this level, we're kind of at a pivot point here, right? Like, or a decision point, right? Like if we get rejected here, we could get accepted back into this range and head back down to about $28,000, which is the point of control of the macro range. However, if we're able to get back above this, that would indicate that we may range around back up here. The higher time frames may roll back around. You can see we have a green dot here on the 4-day. So if we get above this line, this is a very key level of resistance that we're at about $30,000.
It's just not going to be exciting. It's just not going to be exciting, I don't think. Like, look, I think if Adam Back is correct, and we do, I'm not saying I believe this, but I've said for a long time that the number one thing we need to be watching right now is we need to be watching where is Bitcoin at by the halving. That's what we need to know. That's going to tell the tale of the entire bull run, I believe. If we're at 40K, we're going to struggle probably to hit above 100, I think. If we're at 50K, we're probably going 130-ish maybe. If we're at 60, 70K, we're looking at 150K probably. If he's right and we're at 100K by the time of the halving, we're looking probably at a 200K Bitcoin, maybe a little bit higher, okay? But the point here is this, Frank. The point is, We're just not going to see that up action, I believe, until the end of September, end of October, maybe November is when we're going to start finally getting to higher numbers. Even if we hit 100K by the time of the halving, that's when it's going to start. It's going to start around that time. I think that's something for people to watch. But guys, when you look at the chart and Frank's showing you, it's like, it can come up here to this box. Guys, just know those numbers aren't very high. Like it's not a massive move. It's just the volatility has been so low. So Frank, we got to run. Thanks for coming on today. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right. I can't promise you I'm going to sit in your lap again.
I'll fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Hey. Unless. All right, let's go. Love Frank. All right, we're going to try something.
I bet you Frankie's going to try to be Santa this year at the Christmas party.
Santa this
year?
You
to sit him in his lap.
Oh, he don't have to put on a hat for me to sit on him. Frankie's little.
So he doesn't need protection?
I'll crush him.
Ooh.
I'll always protect my Frankie. Okay, guys. Wait, did we ever get Gary? Where's Gary? Somebody go get me Gary. I want to show Gary. Can somebody go get Gary? AJ, can you go get Gary? I need somebody to get Gary. Thank you. Just find someone to get me Gary. That's all. Okay. I love Gary. We love Gary.
We do love Gary.
We love Gary.
But we don't yell at Gary anymore.
We don't yell at Gary. We whisper quietly. Even if I say insults to him quietly, he doesn't like it. He likes to hear nice things about him. Just like the real Gary. Okay, guys. We're going to try something new today.
Oh, you love it.
We're going to try to run through the show quickly.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, here's what I want to know. I'm going to run through the show.
Yeah.
Now, I think people have been good with the pace of the show lately. A lot of people aren't complaining. Coins Kid's in the house. I see him. I hear a lot about him. I've never watched him. No offense. I don't watch other YouTubers really because I'm doing my own thing all the time. Yeah, somebody, maybe we get him on Around the Blockchain sometime. Maybe he wants to contact info@hitnetwork.com and maybe we'll get him on Around the Blockchain. I don't think he's doxxed. Maybe he's not doxxed. I don't know. But look, I'd be comfortable having him on once or whatever. If he's not doxxed, it's fine. We usually don't do undoxed people on the show because it's not great TV, but okay. So here's what we're going to do. Somebody said it's impossible. We're going to do it. People complain. They say, oh, you're always telling these stories. Oh, you're always telling these stories that don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. Like, oh, it's a stupid analogy. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Look at Gary. Shh. Gary, shh. No, Gary, stop trying to bite me. Gary, shh. Gary, I love you. You're a good lizard. You can find security in me, except when I leave all the time.
No, when you think about it, there's a lot more
After this, we're going
similarities
through the
coming
show.
out.
Yeah.
That poor Gary, he lives by himself. He gets very few human interactions. When he does get human interactions, he doesn't even know what's happening, so he tries to bite you.
So many similarities. He'll bite me right now. Watch.
Yeah.
Ow! I told you. You see that?
Yeah.
What, Allison? What do you have? Okay. You want me to put Gary in the empty box? No, we don't want to do that. We love Gary.
Nobody puts Gary in a corner.
Gary likes to be petted underneath the chin. See, he doesn't like it when you're loud, though, so I have to whisper when he's on the show. After Gary, I already did. Gary, you are the love of my life. There's nothing that helps me feel better than when you bite my freaking finger and leave teeth marks. Because, Gary, I'm into that. I'm not really. Unless. Okay. All right.
Gary.
Okay. Gary's here. I'm going to hold Gary down here while we go through the show now. Gary, there we go. Okay.
Is that appropriate?
To hold Gary?
Down there?
Just don't hold him down there too far.
Hold him. BJ, we don't even know if he has a penis or a vagina yet.
Yeah.
To be fair. I don't know how, I guess you feel it to figure it out down the road.
Yeah.
You don't know for like the first year if it's a male or a female. And that may be why she's being such a biznatch. Because maybe it's a she. If it's a she, I think we got to name her Genzi. We got to rename her. Or Garina. We're getting to the show, guys. We're going to go through the show, I promise. I just want you guys to experience what it would be like if we ran through the show, did all the stories, and didn't do any side talk. And then I want us to put up a poll and see what people think about it.
True.
So
I want you guys to know I really love this lizard. Like, I love Gary so much. I really do. He has so much personality and pizzazz. Or she, maybe. Don't want to.
Well, Chris DeFore doesn't love Gary.
What does Gary think? What did he say?
Oh, Chris.
Chris Dufour.
So you say things like that, Chris, is going to make Gary mad. Don't say that.
Show's garbage at this point. Why, I tell you what. You tell me the exciting story in crypto today. Chris, how about you take over the show? How about you go ahead? We got Paul, boring Air Force. Y'all get on, Paul. No one is allowed to talk about our military like that on this channel. Do you guys understand? Nobody. You talk bad about military, we will delete you. Air Force is not boring, guys. Not a chance. Okay. This is a highly important issue. Which, by the way, Mark the Shark, do you really believe the Packers are better with Jordan Love than Aaron Rodgers? Because if so, man, you are drinking some freaking Kool-Aid and I want some. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, if somebody could get somebody to come get Gary, that'd be great. We're going to run through the show starting in just a few minutes. We got to talk about some other stuff first, I think.
It's time for the mid-roll.
Time for the mid-roll. Just play it. Why not?
Like, for real?
Yeah, just why not?
I'll do it.
Just play
I
the
will
mid-roll.
do it.
For fun.
Do it, BJ.
If people hate the show. So, guys, we're going to be looking at some Bitstamp delistings. It's the top story of the day here. Very important news, as you guys know. Bitstamp joins eToro, Binance.us in suspending trade for SEC flag tokens, which, remember, this is fake news because we already know the SEC has said every coin but Bitcoin is a security. So they're all flagged, but let's see what they removed. They removed Axie Infinity. They removed Cheese. Chili's, sorry. That was a joke. We have to be serious.
Yep.
Chili's, Decentraland, Matic, Near, Sand, and Solana. Now, they did not delist Cardano, which is interesting, right? That's not on the list. Or Tron, which is in an SEC lawsuit.
Is this eToro?
This is Bitstamp.
Okay, never mind.
And the thing that I've always wondered, I don't want to get off topic here.
Yeah, this is a no-nonsense show.
But I've always wondered, it's a no-nonsense show at this point.
Yeah.
But I've always wondered with Bitstamp, what does it mean? What is a Bitstamp? What's a tamp? I don't get it. Bitstamp said in an announcement on Tuesday, the new trades won't be allowed in these assets from later this month, and current trades will be halted. Without the 7 mentioned tokens, Bitstamp offers trade in 30 other cryptos, including Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP, which is re-enabled. And this is the power of the XRP lawsuit. You get the regulation. And Bitstamp is having a really hard time here removing coins or scare the SEC. The XRP case is not 100% over. That shows you what even places that are careful think about the lawsuit. It's dead with XRP. So here we go. Binance.us in June ceased a few trading pairs, including Cosmos, Mana, Robinhood delisted ADA. So there you go. Terrible, terrible news there. So we got to move on here. And this here, we got the Fed starting a new program to oversee crypto activity in the U.S. Federal Reserve is starting a new program for overseeing banks' crypto activity, and it further clarified its requirement that the lenders under its authority get approval before engaging in digital assets. Fed also issued a full explanation of how banks it supervises needs to get pre-approvals for engaging with stablecoins. Now the Fed is acting as as a nun for the classroom, if you will. It's got that ruler. Hey, we don't like what you're doing with stablecoins. That's what the Fed's doing now. Central banks' announcements were meant to reinforce the crypto guidance it issued in January. And Tuesday's statements come fast. There's nothing worse than coming fast. You can see it right here. Coming fast on the heels, if you will. That's kinky. BJ, this is a serious show.
We're getting a little nonsensical.
No, BJ, this is a serious show. There were a lot of jokes I left off the table here.
Yeah.
For the people.
Yeah.
For the people.
This is a serious crypto show.
It is so hard
The
for me
number
not
one
to-
serious crypto
Do
show.
you guys
in
know
all of
how
crypto.
hard it is for me not to make the joke I
YouTube.
wanted to make? But for the people,
Yes.
for the people,
Yes.
even if it's hard, I'm willing
Exactly.
to do it.
You could go all day
BJ, stop
long.
laughing.
You could go all day long with how hard
Identity
this is.
verification in crypto, addressing the clash between blockchain anonymity and KYC compliance. Financial privacy and anonymity online have been among the key principles of blockchain since Satoshi Nakamoto first unveiled Bitcoin, but recent actions from regulators have put them under pressure. According to the report, comprehensive compliance systems are needed for companies such as crypto exchanges for them to handle the complexities of differing regulations and ID verification. All in all, crypto industry has many benefits, and I want to tell you something. So I can't go into the specifics. I had a conversation with a project, and the conversation was, you guys may not know this, but there is a movement to, and I won't say what the phrase is, because I feel like maybe it's proprietary to them for right now. They're the first to use it, but there's a new phrase for privacy. And this phrase for privacy that people are using, it gets around the compliance issues when it comes to finance or when it comes to exchanges, when it comes to the SEC. They don't want privacy stuff. You can't be a privacy coin anymore. But if you just rename the phrase and it's a loose synonym of privacy, but it's not privacy, gets around all the compliance. So there you go. All right, let's bring up the X Minute here, guys. X Minute brought to you guys by Stake, of course, our number one partner. We love Stake. They're absolutely great. You guys can go to bitboycrypto.com/stake if you want. And I would love to like make a proof of stake joke or something. I'm making a lot of those lately. There's a lot at stake, medium rare, but we're not going to do that because it's a very serious show. And we owe that to our partner Stake. So
we did find out, Ben, what a TAMP is right there. Crimson Caravan Company coming in clutch.
TAMP is a pack full of clay or sand to concentrate the force of an explosion.
Yep.
Or ram or pack a substance down into something firmly.
So a bits
TAMP is taking Satoshis
and shoving it down hard
and shoving it deep in a hole.
Yep.
That's what it is. And that's not a joke, guys. That's literally what a weird thing to name.
You learn new things
Because
every
this
day.
is a serious show.
It's a very serious show, guys. All right, we got to keep the show going.
Yeah.
Woo Blockchain, CoinGecko's opened a list of tokens listed as securities by the U.S. Well, let's go check it out. Let's see what this is here. We go to categories. We'll check this out live. Alleged SEC securities is the whole dang crypto.
But guess who's not on the list, Ben?
Who's not on the list?
It's in the title.
Oh, suck it. XRP ain't on the list, boys.
XRP ain't on the
XRP
list.
is not on the list. Tell you guys, people are still holding this XRP narrative. It's over. It's over. XRP has won. So there we go. Okay. All right, let's move on. That's very important.
Yeah.
This Tiffany
criticism,
Fong.
Andre.
Tiffany Fong, one of my favorite people. I love Tiffany. Literally only started using Twitter or X a year ago because I lost most of my life savings to Celsius Network and was deeply depressed and wanted to vent. I never expected to make a penny on here and have been careful never to chill or be scammy. So this is honestly really cool. Well, there she is, Tiffany Fong. Great person in real life. Love Tiffany.
It's a good thing she made that extra $1. Otherwise, she could have been evil.
That's right. Tiffany, she may be the mark of the beast.
She was close.
She was
but
close.
that
Not quite.
7 is a holy number. So
Almost extremely evil. We're getting into joking territory. We got to move on.
Yeah, you're right.
Congratulations to IRS for winning $609 million in the Mega Millions last night. That's because IRS gets like over half of the money for the lottery, which somebody sent me something interesting today, by the way. I don't want to get off the rails, and I'm not going to get, we're going to say
But this
on
is
the
a
rails,
serious
guys.
topic, yeah.
On the rails here, which is somebody sent me something. They're going to send me more information on it. Did you know that supposedly the U.S. government, I don't know if it's weekly or daily, but the U.S. government is sending, I believe it's 1,900 Bitcoin every single day to Coinbase. And that has been keeping the price down. I've asked for more data on this. I'm not going to make a video on it or talk about it more until I get the data. But if that's true, man, that government is sketch Air Force.
Yeah. They could be sending it to Ukraine.
Could be. And who would have thought if they were sending it to Ukraine, there's no way to know. You can't keep up with the money we send over there. I'm not talking about us. The government can't even keep up with it. Another excellent. Oh, this is big news, guys. Guys, this is almost a joke. I gotta be careful. Do we want to talk about this story?
It's what the people want to hear, I think.
Well, I tell you what. I will talk about this because we brought Gary the Lizard up a moment ago.
Yes.
We finally have the truth. Her name is Tiffany Gomez. She's a marketing executive from Dallas who's actually very successful and lives in a $2 million home.
That's the credentials now. So you're not, if you have a $1.9 million home, you could still be crazy.
Yeah.
But when you start buying $2 million homes,
Do you know how much my house was to build?
2.1.
2.1 million. Yeah. And that's in Georgia. That's a lot of house.
Yeah.
10,000 square feet. Got a batting cage.
So you're not
That's
crazy. Anyone who says you're crazy,
No.
you have a $2.1 million
Exactly.
house.
100%. 100%.
It's qualified.
God, this is almost a joke, guys. We got to be careful with this.
Yeah,
stuff. We
yeah,
gotta see how it
true.
goes. I love this. Look, can we try to
fingers?
Can we have someone reach out? I would love to get her on the show. I don't think she'll come on the show, but I would love to get Tiffany on the show. Right? Her name's Tiffany?
Tiffany.
Tiffany. The name
Tiffany
that keeps
Gomas.
on giving. Gomas or Gomes?
Gomas.
Gomas. You know what that means in Spanish? Go more.
Go more, yeah.
That's not what that means in Spanish.
You'd make $30K a day doing
Hold
NPC work on TikTok, right?
Yeah, $30K a day on TikTok shooting.
She
NPC
could.
work?
But she already has a $2 million home, DZ. So why does she need to do that? So,
Guys, can we move on with the show?
yeah.
Okay, thanks, guys. Bitcoin open interest surges as price hits 2-week high, guys. This is a very serious story. After several consecutive weeks of muted trading, Bitcoin sprang to action Tuesday, surging 3.6% to pierce above $30,000. As of right now, the price is at $29,700, so it has returned, has dipped. Tuesday, total aggregate open interest for Bitcoin futures ballooned by more than $1 billion. Bitcoin futures, for the quarter ends at the end of next month. So we really watch this towards the end of the quarter. So into quarter 3. Despite the recent pullback, market is contending with a significant accumulation of open interest. That's OI, not OI. Which, oi. That would be if we were making jokes, something we would say, which could come under pressure if the downward trend persists. So there we go. There's your open interest. Very interesting story. Bitcoin institutional outflows touch 4-month high as Bitcoin struggles. Well, now that's interesting because that's bullish, and that maybe the government's offsetting it right now. The crypto summer doldrums, that's the term I use for this. The doldrums, that's where we're at right now, have come out in full force, and weekly trading volumes and investment products have experienced a 36% below year-to-date average. The wider on-exchange market volumes have taken a bigger hit, suffering more, 62%. Altcoins are not left out of the mix regionally. The outflows focused on 2 exchange-traded product providers, Germany and Canada, which recorded 71 million, 29 million respectively in outflows. Guys, aren't outflows bullish? So I'm a little confused by this. This is for investment products. This is not for exchanges. That's the difference. So there you go. Frax founder proposes expansion into real-world assets. Now, we just talked about Frax the other day, or maybe it was this week. Frax is, I believe, like synthetics. It's about synthetic assets. Frax founder Sam Kazieman has proposed using a U.S. corporation as a conduit for Frax to custody cash deposits, reverse repo contracts, treasury bills, and other traditional financial instruments. I'm sure this guy's not on the government hit list right now. Frax is the 6th largest stablecoin. It's a stablecoin. Wow, it's a V3 stable. There's a stablecoin, but they're also trying to make synthetic assets. So I'm a little confused on this. The project's governance token is a governance token. That's what it is. Up 8% in the past 2 weeks. One to watch. Frax isn't one that's been on my radar, really. We may look into it on the channel. Or on the 8:30 show. You guys don't miss the 8:30 show. It's a killer show. 8:30 a.m. show is the best show we do. No offense. I don't want to make the joke about Tim taking the show over and me still needing a show. I'm not going to make that joke. Let's get back to the show. FINRA's PBC will deduct operating costs from yield generated on asset the company holds on Frax's behalf. So I think Frax is one to look into. I think Frax is one to put on your radar. I'm not saying put money into it. I'm saying put it on your radar. We're going to probably research it next week. Backed introduces RWAs to 6 new blockchains. RWAs, I guess that stands for Republicans with Attitude. I don't know. Trying to figure out. Sorry, excuse me.
Rednecks?
I'm sorry. Tim. I'm sorry about that, guys. Is backed tokenization technology? I don't know anything about backed. I know KKT. Which is defunct. I don't know backed tokenization's technology. I don't know who this is. It's chain agnostic. It can introduce Web 2 native classes of assets to all mainstream blockchain ecosystem in a friction. Do you know how hard it was? There was a great joke I just left out. Resource optimized manner. Such opportunities are already leveraged by popular DeFi protocols of various types. Robert Vermouth says, so professional, David, what is happening? This is the new show, guys. This is the new show. We'll see at the end if people like it. I don't know anything about backed, so it's hard for me to even really talk about this. It's a tokenization pioneer. They bring real world assets to 6 major blockchains. So they're basically bringing real world assets synthetically on blockchain, which is massive if they pull it off and people start using it. Very interesting. So moving on to BlackRock. Invesco Insiders claims Bitcoin ETF approval expected within 6 months. I can dig it. I mean, for a year, I told you guys for a long time, we were not going to see the spot ETF approved until 2024. I said late 2023, 2024, that's the earliest. Not shocking to me. I think at the beginning of 2024, as we head into the halving, that could be the thing that Adam Back, talked about 100K Bitcoin by then. That could be the thing that propels it upwards.
And you know what else, Ben, is if it acts similar to what the gold ETF was back in 2004, it took another 6 months before real explosiveness came to the price. So
this is different, though. This is different.
Well, I'm just saying 4 to 6 months, because when the ETF comes out, it's not going to be everyone longing it at first, because it also allows people to short it. I think you're continue that 4-year cycle. Explosiveness happens next summer.
This is different. Gold's use case is not built on hype. Gold is not hype driven. Gold is much more slowly moving, right? Does gold Twitter exist? How many people are on gold Twitter? They're not on Twitter because they only watch Fox News. That's where they show the advertisements. We know these are older folks, okay? Crypto's built on hype. The story of the ETF getting approved is almost equally as important as the actual mechanics of it after it's launched. That's my opinion. So you guys can let us know what you think in the chat.
Yeah, we'll see.
If you guys like that. Ben, give us a reuniting of Tim and Jeb. I don't know how we would do that. I don't know how we would do it. I'll say that joke for another day. Thank you. It was a good one too.
But this is the serious show.
This is a very serious show, guys. ARK Invest Bitcoin ETF expected to be delayed. Kathy Wood. That's the story. Thank you. Talked about it yesterday. FTX executive Ryan Salame. He's the whistleblower, by the way. I thought and was led to believe it was Brett Harrison, and Brett Harrison still may have played a role there. Ryan Salame was the actual whistleblower. He looked at the numbers and was like, "What? Somebody didn't call it." They hear? I'm going to finish the show. I'll be almost done. Allison, thank you. Allison, this is a very serious show. It's very serious. Thank you, Allison.
Take your time.
Serious people hydrate.
Yes.
Ryan Salame, co-chief executive, of FTX Digital Markets, is in negotiations to plead guilty to criminal charges. I'm shocked by this. It was unclear on whether he would testify against Sam Bankman-Fried. He does not have a finalized plea deal. Okay, I tell you what, this is an interesting story to follow here.
Yeah.
Ryan Salame is the whistleblower. So he didn't know that this stuff was going on. And as soon as he found out about it, he reported it. So what else was going on there? Is he getting paid off potentially? Doesn't seem like he'd get paid off if he's a person that blew the whistle on the whole thing.
I was going to say, he just has a lot of enemies all over the place.
Could be.
Yeah.
Ex-FTX head of partnerships, Sina Nadir, takes a role as head of strategy at Mistin Labs.
Instead of Miss 9.
I'm going to leave that one alone as well, Tim. Tim, please no. Please no. None of that, Tim. None of that. Gary Gensler says, Benjamin, serious people don't smirk. Hold the line.
Do it.
Thank you.
The talent.
Thank you. There's a no smirking show as well.
Yep.
Okay. Watch out for Mistin Labs, guys. Watch out for it. They have a scammer at the head. I don't know if she's a scammer or he's a scammer. I don't know. I don't want to disgender. Cisgender? No, disgender. Ungender? Sorry, we're getting into interesting territory.
And
Is
confusing.
Algorand teaming up with the Clinton Foundation to fight climate change? Now, I think, are we going to show that meme, BJ, during this?
I mean, it's very serious.
Well, I would actually say this is serious. We came, we saw, he died. And that is from Hillary Clinton, obviously referring to Osama bin Laden.
Mm.
Thank you, Hillary.
And her 72 other friends.
Hillary, Barack, Joe Biden, thank you for your service.
Yes.
Thank you for your service, guys. Sorry. Is Algorand teaming up with the Clinton Foundation? Now, Algorand's a very liberal project, just so everybody knows. Zoe McCalley's from MIT. They're very liberal, very liberal. They love climate change. Love climate change. So ain't bad about them. I don't hold it against them. I just understand these are liberal people. They're running the project. Have at it. Teaming up. I don't hold it against them. I don't think this is a big, super bad story. And I think with joining with the Clinton Foundation, I'm going to bury that one. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
So did she.
BJ.
You're getting a little off there, BJ.
BJ.
Trying to
BJ,
keep this
thank you.
reined in. Just giving people
Thank you.
information.
Giving people information. Giving what they want.
Yes.
This is what they
And
want.
letting them decide for themselves.
And we could revamp the show. We could move to like a 2-joke maximum. Go to a 2-joke maximum. A 1-story 2-joke maximum. Maybe that people like that.
We start finding ourselves every time we go over
Absolutely.
2 jokes. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Algorand Foundation behind Algo has come under scrutiny after Altcoin Daily posted a video today claiming Algorand was working in collaboration with Clinton Foundation. Guys, this is not new news. You know this is not new news, right?
Yeah,
You know we covered
this
this story 3 months ago.
Hmm.
Did people know that? Like, oh my God. This is Hillary Clinton's face when she's trying to do a serious show, like I am. That's what it is. Guys, this is not news. We broke the story. I remember AJ came in one day. It's like, because you know AJ. I love AJ. AJ's great. I trashed him earlier. I'm going to lift him up a little bit here. Okay. Me and AJ have our own show coming soon.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very serious show. As all of our shows are. He's like, man, I don't know what to think about this Clinton Foundation stuff. This is bad. Algorand's getting with the Clinton Foundation. I love Algorand. This is bad. We had a little talk. I said, it's not bad. I mean, people can have these relationships where they want. Like, guys, it's a liberal project. Of course they want the Clinton Foundation involved. Doesn't mean it's evil. Just because someone's partnered with the World Economic Forum does not mean they're evil. Just because someone is in the World Economic Forum does not mean they're evil. We don't know. There could be some good people in there, maybe foxes in the henhouse, potentially. We don't know. But, guys, people partner with a lot of people. Plenty of YouTubers out there promoted FTX. Didn't mean they were bad people. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they didn't know. Actually, they didn't know. None of the YouTubers that were talking about FTX all the time and promoting it knew what was going on. Nobody knew. We were the first people that started having some suspicions and putting it out there outside of refinance. So you can't really judge them for that. So look, at the end of the day, Algorand is a very environmentally focused blockchain. Okay. So it makes sense. They're trying to be the fastest and the most efficient. So, see, back in February, I said 3 months ago. I mean, this is longer.
Yeah.
This is 6 months ago. 6 months ago,
Wow.
This happened. Kicked off the week with the Clinton Foundation and the global. So what I'm saying is, guys, this is not new news. It's old, they call it. Well, it's almost a joke. I'm sorry, guys. I'll apologize. Moving on to our XRP segment, almost the last segment of the day. Guys, if you would like, if you enjoy the Project Ripple, then you're at your own free will. If you would like to place your arms across each other and make an X, that would show solidarity for the project. Thank you. Now, this is our XRP segment of the day, which is brought to you by, see, we're almost into the show on time. This is amazing. Amazing. I love this. This is my favorite way to do the show, guys. Favorite way. If you could go ahead and put a poll up, BJ, on, is this the way we should flow the show?
The second half of the show was this.
Second half of the show.
This
What
is
do you
the
prefer
proper way.
better? First half of the show, second half of the show. I don't want to cry today, guys. Please, please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
Please
There's
pick
a lot
the-
at stake.
please
with
pick.
this poll.
Please. No. Shh, Tim. Shh, Tim. Guys, I hope people pick the second half of the show because this was fun. This was a lot of fun. The informational show. And this is what you get when you watch other YouTubers. You get the information. And I'm here to give you the information. Right now it's 1-1-1.
Yeah.
1-1-1. Wow. Bacon.
Bacon's win.
BJ, that's a joke. That's a joke, BJ.
We almost made it.
You almost had it.
So is our election process.
Everyone's going to choose bacon. XRP makes over 1 million transactions daily. One with 6 zeros behind it. Here's why it matters. On August 8th, data retrieved by Finbold, which I've always wondered what Finbo LD means. I've always been confused on that. From BitInfo charts, and you see BitInfo charts, they clearly distinguish with capital letters. I like that. Shows that there were close to 1.28 million daily transactions on the XRP ledger, as opposed to 1.09 million for Ethereum. Bitcoin, the leading crypto, lies far behind. We love it when things are behind other things. We love that because it shows potential.
True.
It shows potential for what could happen. Okay. All right, guys, this is a serious show. This is a serious show now. We got 28% of the people now like the second half of the show. Now, the 50% that chose bacon would have chose first half because they're funny people. But BJ strategically made it where this is the flow of the show. Who hurt me? No one hurt me. This is, my feelings are hurt right now, though, a little bit, guys. I was hoping you'd choose the first half. I was hoping you would choose the first half. I lied to you when I said I want the second half. But if this is what you want, I will give it to you. Because as you know, our main sponsor, Stake, when it comes to things with X's, they gonna give it to you. They gonna give it to you. Thank you to our sponsor, Stake, for sponsoring the show. Thank you to XRP for having all these millions of transactions. If you'd like to play games on Stake with XRP, you can do that. BitBoyCrypto.com/stake. Guys, that is all that I have. Be blessed. Goodbye.
Oh, no, that was the whole show. Keep up, boo. We're good. No, that was the entire show.
That's it. We're done. DZ, you missed the boat. This was the